Welcome back, students, to this edition of the LSU Shreveport Student News. I'm Logan McCrary.
And I'm Tiffany Sandifer. Our top news story this afternoon addresses the hot topic around campus, the LSU-S Tech merger. Student reporter Josh Hale was on the scene at the coffee house debate to get you more information.
During Common Hour on Wednesday, the LSU Shreveport debate team hosted an event in which they discussed the pros and cons of the proposed merger between LSU-S and Louisiana Tech. Debater Kyle Bickham spoke in favor of the merger.
So really the solution, according to this study, that is most advantageous, they actually introduced several other solutions, but the one that is most advantageous and politically feasible in this current climate is actually to merge with Louisiana Tech University. Basically, we would have one campus in Louisiana State, in Shreveport-Bossier, then we would have one campus in Ruston.
Kyle's opponent, Chelsea Anthony, negated the proposal.
But has anybody asked you what programs you want? Has anybody asked you what we're missing here? Has anybody talked to you about what this community needs? Because they're not. I have no reason to believe that they have the best interest of Northwest Louisiana in mind, because nobody's asked us what we want. Nobody's asked us what's in our best interest. So that's a real...
The purpose of the debate was to give students a better understanding of the consequences of such a merger.
Well, at the very first, I hope we assuage some of their fears, one way or the other, so that they can at least begin to make informed decisions and maybe even calculate a strategy to express their intentions in a kind of an organized fashion.
Basically, I hope that students take away some understanding of what could potentially happen to LSU-S in the future, some ideas of both sides of the story, because I know that essentially some teachers are only telling one side, some teachers are only telling the other side, and some teachers aren't saying anything at all. So we just want to make sure that students have the information that they need, and we also want to make sure that students are asking those important questions.
And so we really need to evaluate what's in it for Shreveport-Bossier as a whole and Louisiana State University in Shreveport, and how to make an informed decision and not just based on the opinions of other people.
For LSU Shreveport Student News, I'm Josh Hale.
All right, thanks a whole lot, Josh. Following the debate, students had the opportunity to hear from a special visitor on campus. Josh Hale, Ian, Andrew, and Tiffany were all there to get you the story.
If you had the opportunity to speak to the president of the LSU school system, what would you say? This past Wednesday, students and faculty got that opportunity. Dr. Lombardi visited LSU Shreveport to address concerns regarding the possible merger. During his speech, Dr. Lombardi discussed several of the recommendations proposed in the Eva Klein study.
The second recommendation, which was actually the preferred recommendation of the consultant, was that instead LSU system should invite Louisiana Tech to join the LSU system as an independent university within our system, and collaborate with LSU-S and the other institutions in this region to develop a capacity to deliver new and different and more expanded academic programs.
Dr. Lombardi suggested that all of the Northwest Louisiana colleges join forces to better the experience of the area's students,
so that we can collaborate on specific programs in our locality using resources from the health sciences, resources from this campus, resources from La Tech where appropriate, resources from Grambling, resources from the community colleges, and resources from Centenary, wherever they are, to put them together for programs that serve the people of this region.
After his speech, Dr. Lombardi opened up the floor for students and faculty to ask questions and voice their concerns. Some of the topics discussed were potential repercussions of the merger and the ongoing financial woes of the LSU school system.
So my question is, why in the world does Baton Rouge care now when it really hasn't the past 3 decades?
Dr. Lombardi stressed that he is proud of LSU Shreveport's achievements and plans to fight to keep our school in the LSU system.
That we believe that LSU Shreveport is a dynamic, powerful, successful institution. We believe that it has recruited outstanding faculty and outstanding students. We believe that it produces a high value to the participants in this institution. And so we're not prepared to simply toss it away because it seems like a clever idea for somebody.
After the event, we spoke to members of the student body about what they took away from the meeting.
As SGA president, I don't see SGA necessarily taking an official stance on this. I see SGA playing the role as just the disseminator of facts.
So Dr. Lombardi made it very clear that he loves LSU-S just as much as I do, and he wants to fight for LSU-S just as much as I do.
It was very nice to see that we do have an advocate here at LSU-S supporting us, and I think we can all say we're a little more assured that we have some support over at the LSU system.
Reporting for LSU Shreveport Student News, I'm Tiffany Sandifer.
All right, Tiffany, it looks like students had a great chance to learn a lot from Dr. Lombardi.
You're right, Logan. Students walked away with a better understanding of exactly where LSU system stands on the issue of the potential merger.
Recently, the LSU Shreveport fishing team participated in an exclusive tournament. April Guidry brings us more.
It's springtime, and the LSU Shreveport fishing team is ready to hit the water. We caught up with Joe Landry to find out how our team is doing and what it takes to be a good fisherman.
It's really important to actually, know the bodies of water that you're fishing, and the time of year, it all plays effect. You have to look at the weather, you have to look at the time of year and what other fish are doing, and that's one thing. It helps being a biology major to help break these lakes down before we actually arrive to them.
The number 2 ranked Pilots competed against Arkansas and LSU Baton Rouge at the College Classic Bass Tournament. The invitation-only tournament was held on February 26th on Cross Lake.
Unfortunately, we finished 3rd out of the 3 schools, but it was all good. I mean, there wasn't any money involved. It was just basically to jumpstart the season and to get give the school some recognition, and it was a lot of fun. We got to walk across stage in front of 11,300 people, I think. So I mean, it was a really great turnout, and that's what it's about. We all had a lot of fun. There wasn't any tension on the water. I mean, it was a blast. It's so fun, hanging out with all the college guys, and we're really good friends with the boys on the LSU team. So it was a lot of fun and a lot of trash talking involved too.
Practicing increases their chances for earning money at tournaments across the country. Obtaining sponsors during the off-season is also important.
We've picked up a lot of sponsors this year, sponsors that help us out throughout the season. So that's one of the most important parts of the actual tournament fishing itself, is the business side and the marketing side. And as you can see here on our jersey, Fish Hound, they're probably our biggest sponsor, so they help us out the most.
College fishing is a growing sport, and our boys are gaining the recognition that comes along with it.
The FLW magazine picked us as a fantasy fishing pick, so that was pretty cool, to be featured in their magazine, and had some stuff about us on there. It was really cool.
To stay up to date with the college fishing rankings, go to www.bassmaster.com/college. Reporting for LSU Shreveport News, I'm April Guidry.
Thanks, April. So Logan, I know you enjoy fishing.
I really, really do. I hope to get a lot of time on the water this spring break.
That's great. Well, let's go ahead and check in with some other students around campus to see what they're doing for spring break. Here's Stephanie Lepretre with this week's Pilot Points.
I'm probably going to have to study a little bit, catch up on all the English assignments and tests that I have to do. Other than that, I'm probably just going to take some well-deserved R&R, finish up some video games, relax, hang out with a few friends.
I have a disciple group at my church called Fit Kids, and they're about 11, 12 years old, and so their purpose is to share the gospel with other people and to be trained to be good followers of Christ. And we are going to Covington to help out with the children's home there. We're going to do that for a few days, and then we're going to head over to New Orleans for a day of fun.
What am I doing? Gonna be party rocking all week, you know what I'm saying? Panama City Beach, it's going down, bruh. It's going down right there, fist pumping, till my arm falls off.
I am actually going to New Orleans to have fun and go to Jackson Square, maybe learn a little bit about our history.
I'll be studying for my practice to take that and pass it, hopefully.
I'm going to be working out and writing a story. Mainly writing a story.
I just plan on hanging out with my good friends, just enjoying spring break, about the last bit of vacation we get before finals, and just partying up, having a good time. That's what it's all about.
Spring break. Well, it kind of crept up on me, so I'm still trying to think. But mostly it's going to be studying. And also, since I'll be 21 by then, the world's going to be mine, so anything could happen.
This past Wednesday, the Student Activities Board gave away free cereal to students in celebration of National Cereal Day. Students were able to chow down on their favorite brands. We spoke to a member of the Student Activities Board to see what she had to say.
Every week we try and do something that the students can get involved with. What better way to get the students involved than to give them free stuff, right? So National Cereal Day, we actually give out cereal. And let me just show you little Kellogg cereal things. It's really cute.
Well, students, that about wraps it up for us this week. I don't know about you, Tiffany, but I'm going to go get myself a big bowl of Frosted Flakes.
You know what? That sounds pretty good, Logan. I'm going to join you, but I'm going to grab some Lucky Charms.
All right.
Students, we look forward to hearing your comments and ideas for future news stories. Be sure to visit our Facebook and Twitter to stay updated on issues that matter to you.
All right, pilots, y'all have a great weekend.